Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Welcome back from Fox News. Pelosi is very confident Democrats win House in 2022 despite slim majority. You had to give him a double laugh on that one. Even the DCCC projects the Democrats will lose the majority if elections were held today. Now, I want to say this up front. The odds of them keeping the House are probably 1 in 10. That's just my guess. Based on history, personal gut feeling, call it whatever you will. But don't underestimate the Democrats. They are slippery. They are slimy. What's the saying? Rahm Emanuel said, Obama's former chief of staff, don't let a crisis go to waste. Well, they proved that last year. Now leave it at that. Can't go into detail because this is YouTube. They will create a crisis, even a fake one if necessary. They will do anything to win, and I mean anything. Now, will the Republicans fight back just as hard? Most of them are spineless. They have any balls. Most of the people in the House and the Republican side with any balls at all are women, for the most part. So don't underestimate their way to manipulate things. Let's read on. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi predicted Friday that Democrats will retain control of the House in 2022, despite projections of a GOP takeover. I'm very confident we will win the House, Pelosi said during her weekly Capitol news conference. Pelosi's comments came in response to reports that even Democrats' campaign chief warned if elections were held now, Republicans will win back the House. Representative Shauna Patrick Maloney, chair of the DCCC, told a closed-door lunch last week that the party needs to course correct ahead of 2022 to better promote President Biden's agenda or else they'll lose. Now, if they promote his real agenda, they won't lose. They'll get slaughtered. So what they have to do is promote his PR for public consumption agenda, not his real one. Pelosi's has the slimmest of margins right now with 220 Dems and 212 Republicans and 3 vacancies. Republicans are bullish about winning back the House, and they have history on their side. That's true. The party in power in the White House traditionally loses seats in Congress during the first midterm election. One of the brilliancies of the founders is the check and balance system. Now, all you're going to say, well, John, whenever they change parties like that, it just causes gridlock and nothing happens. Good. Gridlock stops anything from going really bad or really quick. And hell is a long ways down. It's 10 times tougher to take back mistakes that you made rather than not make any mistakes at all. Former President Obama famously suffered a self-described shellacking in 2010 after Republicans won a landslide midterm election and retook the House just 2 years after his historic White House win. Yep, I remember that. And that's when I started. I was already going to leave the Democrat Party then. I was a councilman in upstate New York here as a Democrat from 2000 to 2007. Frankly, I was going to announce when I was sworn in as council president in 2006 that I was leaving the party. It was a 5-4 vote, 9-person city council, and 1 Republican, 8 Democrats. The new progressive Democrat mayor didn't want me as council president. And so 4 of the, I'll just call them disillusioned Dems voted against me. I still made it. I was going to announce my leaving the party that night on live TV and was talked out of it. I probably should have. But I didn't. And then my last year in 2007, I just didn't change parties till 2013. That was probably just laziness on my part. I have already mentally and emotionally have left the party. Plus, you tell the strength of Democratic messaging and the authenticity of individual candidates. Oh, God. Authenticity of individual candidates, they don't want to be. They don't want to be real. They don't want to be what they're really like. We found that out in a freaking hurry when they acted like moderates and they were progressive wing whack jobs. She suggested the Democrats will be using the tough odds to fuel their campaigns. I always run from behind, Pelosi said. Meanwhile, Democrats are seeking to better sell their accomplishments so far under the Biden administration. Well, here's their accomplishments so far. Let's see. Huge amount of money being wasted just giving people money. I mean, the lockdowns were just amazing. And the economy's in shambles. Rules and regulations by the ton now. Open a border with Mexico. And it isn't just Mexicans getting across. Everybody from around the world is flying to Mexico. It's probably a pretty good boom for their tourist trade. At least their airlines anyway. Just to get across the border. Unbelievable. With the Democratic National Committee even launching a new national podcast. Well, we're going to have to make that mandatory viewing or listening. Wow, I'll have to click on that after I do this episode. Can't wait for that. Pelosi and Biden were both buoyed by a positive jobs report on Friday that showed U.S. employers added 943 workers to their payrolls, and the unemployment rate fell to 5.4%. Yeah, and they're paying them tons of money to work because a lot of people won't, because they can make just as much or damn near as much money sitting on their butts watching Netflix and playing video games. Why would they go to work for $2 an hour? More than they're already getting doing nothing. Pelosi said the big number is decisive proof that the Biden administration and the Democrats' Build Back Better economy is working. Yeah. Yeah, I gave them the longer laugh on that one. They're gonna lose. But like Republicans like this mental pygmy, Mitt Romney, who I supported when he ran for president, and he should have won that one. He choked. Trump was right. He choked. Milquetoast rhino. It's amazing to me. It's like controlled opposition, I think is the term. You need to get guys like Mitt Romney the hell out of the Senate and the House. We need some Republicans. They have some balls. But here's the thing. Even with all the Republican shortcomings, even with all the fact they have no backbone, and they don't know how to fight back, and they continuously bring a knife to a gunfight, the Democrats are self-destructing so badly, the Republicans might win by default. But don't assume that. Democrats, right now, the party that exists in Washington, is so slippery and so slimy and so deceiving. PR, just ridiculousness, creating crises where none exist, changing rules around so when November comes around next year, it's to their advantage. Just pounding on voter suppression when none exists. That's their mantra. And so far, it's working for them. Republicans, assume this. Every single congressional race next year is going to be lost by the Republicans by one vote and then act accordingly to that. I don't want just the Democrats to lose. I want them to be crushed. So then when the party is in ashes, they can rebuild, have a viable, decent, usable Democrat Party as in many years ago. The Democrat Party has lost its way. Time to flush them out and start over. Until the next time, goodbye and good luck.